All right. So let's jump to Manders. We got any questions in the Discord? By the way, guys, if you have any questions, we are going to start taking questions from Discord. Manders, what do we got?
Amanda said, "Do you think it should be easier to get true friend dog?" 1000%. I agree.
So I don't know how hard it is. Right. I mean, obviously, it's not easy
It's hard.
because I don't have one. But
I've heard that people that actually do two level 4 dogs or 2 level 3 dogs, they can go back to level 3, and people that have 2 level 4 dogs can also go back to level 3. I'm like, wait, what?
what?
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
have 2
that's
level
okay.
4 dogs and breed them together, they can go down to level 3. I'm like, wait a minute, that should not be that. No, how hard it is to actually get a level 4 dog in the first place. If
That
you have, they should stay level 4.
yeah, but yeah, like I can see how they wouldn't rank up, but if they rank down, that would absolutely devastate me. But I
The
appreciate
ornaments with dogs. I didn't even
right.
think about that. Oh no!
Like I mean, like like it would be one thing, like if you knew that the two dogs you were breeding are brother and sister, and that's why it ranks down. But outside of that, that should not happen. You know, like that's. But
Oh wow, but the Deliverance theme just came into my head.
well, you know, me and my boy, we go fishing. Uh, so I appreciate that it's a grind and that it's not something that you just get from the game. Like most of what this game is, it's a grind for you to get what you want. So I appreciate that. I would say yes, make it a little easier because I mean I'm level 209. I've done just about everything, but outside of unlocking the ATV, and I don't have a true friend dog. So yes, easier. Don't just make it something like here you go, but
I mean, I've been
a little
playing over a
easier.
year and I don't have the true friend dog.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. I did
Uh,
not know that.
and one thing that I do know about, like the fish, or they did make it
Yeah,
a
the fish
little
buffs.
easier. The fish buff. If you, but I don't know when you're supposed to actually eat that, and I still have not gotten the fish to actually try it. So I
I
don't know if you're supposed to eat it before you breed them or eat them before you actually make them grow up. So it's more difficult to actually try to figure out when you take the fish buff to actually increase the true friend possibility.
and it's kind of the same with me for dog food. And this answer like is probably out there, but like, do you use the dog food like what like before you mate the pups, or do you use the dog food like when you're like, okay, I'm gonna upgrade this dog? So for me, like I agree that there's a lot of ambiguity. It's like if you do this, it'll help you with this other thing, but it doesn't specify when you need to have that buff active.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's where Kafir actually needs to explain a little bit more about the fish buffs, because that would make the game a whole lot more clearer. Because I mean, you know, like you said, if you use the dog food and then if you use the fish buff at the same time, are you guaranteed to get the true friend? Or if you use it at the wrong time, it totally screws up the possibility of getting it.
and then it's a waste. And do those two things stack? Do they not? I feel you.
I have a thought on when to use the fish buff. So when you use any other fish buff, it gives you the next like
Immediate.
however many minutes or whatever. So maybe before you level up your dog, if you know what level, like maybe instead of having your dogs have names, have them be levels. So you know what your dog level is or what it's going to be when it grows up. And then when you know that you're leveling up a potential true friend dog, use the buff and then grow it up. maybe that's how that's supposed to work.
Interesting.
Just
Yeah,
a thought.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah, I would most definitely, especially when you're trying to look through all the puppies. If you have a lot of puppies, knowing what or what level that they are going to be, or what level that they will be when they grow up, that will make it so much clearer. Because right now, all you know is that hey, they're a puppy and they're ready to grow up. Well, are they level 1? Because I need a level 3 or level 3 males to actually go with all the females that I have. And what dogs are actually level 3, or what males I have that are level 3, if I have any.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Or remember, remember which dog actually are level 2 dogs that are going up to level 3.
Yeah. Huh.
Another thing with the dogs, Amanda actually like posted like a follow-up statement, which I agree with. The male to female dog ratio really screws things up, because I know I have a bunch of level 3 females and I don't have many like boy dogs really at all, and I can't breed them because I'm not getting level 1 girl dogs anymore.
Yeah. No, I'm 100% the same way. I'm pretty sure. No, I don't have one level 1 female, and I don't have any males that are above level 1. Like it's ridiculous. Or if I do, they're different breeds or something stupid like that. So yeah, it doesn't seem it's probably 50-50, and I'm just insanely unlucky at this game. So 3 hacker bases in a row. Thanks, Kafir.
Well, I know if they also did a fish buff to where if you breed a dog, it'll actually change more. I think that was kind of one way that they actually did it to combat that. So if you have more females, you do the fish buff for more males, and then hopefully, or they're trying to do that, but I don't think I've actually caught any of the fish that you need to do that yet. So I'm like, oof.
Yeah, I will say I haven't even tried to take advantage of the give me more guys buff, or whatever those are. All right, Manders, what else we got going on in the Discord?
We have kind of like a statement from Mad Dog and then a question from Mad Dog.
Okay.
He said, speaking of the Raiders task, they shouldn't depend on things that need reset, like bunker farm and such, because it kind of forces you to buy the coin.
So we did kind of talk about that one, because if it's a daily task, I agree, because that's on a timer and you won't even get the opportunity to do that. Like what Max was saying about the police station. Like he had to, for a daily task, you got to turn in 3 green cards. Well, he had just for a raider task did the cards, and then turns around and gets the same thing. Well, it's a 3-day reset, so you don't even get the opportunity for that. I will say that I disagree with that, because a raider task is not on a timer. It does mean that if you don't want to use the coins to skip it, that you're not going to be able to raid for T-3 days. But at least you still have the opportunity eventually to do that raid. Versus the daily task where it's like, do this thing that's on a 3-day cooldown in the next 24 hours. Whoops. And then you lose your opportunity. And that's outside of your fault, because you didn't know that was going to be a daily task. So I understand where you're coming from, and it's frustrating, but I don't think it's that pressing.
I have to kind of disagree with you, Ruckus, because the skulls,
What?
I think, the skulls, a lot of people like to keep their four skulls, because they think that if you keep the 4 skulls, you'll actually have a better revenge rate. So, like today, for instance, I have gotten a revenge raid since 2 days ago. So I'm actually down to 3 skulls now. Because each day that passes, you lose a skull. No matter if you don't raid, you lose a skull and you don't get a revenge raid. And then if you do get a revenge raid after that skull's dropped, it'll drop down to 2. So some people actually believe that depending on how many skulls that you get will depend on what kind of raid that you get. So if you have 4 skulls, you're going to get a better raid.
I think I agree with that.
Some people don't agree with that. I mean, because like you said, you went in 3 raids and got 3 hackers bases.
Yeah.
And only had 2. Yes. But, and also the reputation. That's another thing that they need to actually work on. Because reputation, you don't get nothing. There's nothing more for you.
That's what I was gonna ask. What does the reputation do exactly? I know I just hit 200 reputation with the Raiders. What does that mean?
200 reputation doesn't mean anything. I have been at 200 for I think about a year, and I pretty much get the same crappy raids and good raids. I think that they should actually implement a system to where if you have 200 reputation, you have a better chance of getting a good raid when you actually go through all the task for the raiders.
Well, does the game itself know what a good raid is though? Because we can do a raid and be like, "Oh, that was awesome! I got 10 steel, I got 3 VSSs, and then I got a bunch of med kits and SWAT sets, and we know that that's a good raid. Does the game know that?
I don't think so.
The bad thing about it is that the hacker raids that you did, if you did those, I think like 6 months ago, there would have been a whole lot more stuff. Because I remember when I first started raiding, I actually went to a hacker's raid, and there's a Dragunov in the raid.
Oh,
what?
Yes, there was a Dragunov gun in the raid itself. I didn't take it because I knew it was not in the game, and I knew it was a hacker's base. But now Kafir has actually stated a couple of months ago that they were going to despawn all the stuff that hackers have actually spawned into their base. So that's why when you go to a hacker's base and open the boxes, there's nothing there.
So if you know that there is a base that has things that aren't in the game yet, take the freaking entire thing out of being raided. Because then you're saying, okay, yep, hey, go craft 5 iron hatchets, go kill the blind one, go kill 5 savage giants, make 20 med kits, and make me a tactical set, and then I'm going to send you to this base that has 3 small boxes. Cheers, bro. Like, no. I will say this. I will say that at least in season 4, the best thing to come out of this is the fact that when you do a raid, whether it was good or whether it was bad, you can give the raiders 3 or 4 snowballs, and they take those things like it's a fully modded effing Scar. Like, they love snowballs for no reason whatsoever. So that's, in my opinion, that's the best thing to come out of season 4. But if you know that, like, oh, we gotta despawn these items from this base, despawn the freaking base! What are you doing? It's like, oh my god! Like, because, Max, I'm sorry, that just made me so mad, because they know that that's a thing, and they're like, you know what? We know that you're doing this thing,
the reason that
but we're not going to do anything about it. God!
Is because the electronic circuits, for some reason, Kafir values those over everything. So if it has electronic circuit in the base, then well, that's a rich base. No, Because I know I watched a video, a couple of months back of Shade actually doing a raid, and when he got into the base, it had like 80 floppy disks in the raid.
Ooh.
I remember when floppies were a thing in a raid, and I couldn't get one of them bases to save my life.
Good Lord.
Yes, I mean, and when they said, "All right, well, we're going to just take out all the stuff that they spawned," I'm like, "No!" So,
Oh my God. My heart hurt so bad that I wasn't playing this game like a year ago. Yeah. All right. We got anything else going in the Discord, Manders?
Yeah, Mad Dog has another question. Oh, Mad Dog has the original question that I just didn't get to. Do you think Kafir needs to break down where to get items such as ornaments? I feel the info is missing. Seems that most people get their info from YouTube instead of from the dev.
Well, that kind of goes back to something I mentioned earlier, where if they give the partners or a couple partners, content creators, that information 3 days in advance, and then just say like, all right, Rukus, we're gonna give like, here are these patch notes. Here's what we want people to know going into this season. You have 3 days to create a YouTube video or whatever, or prepare something, and then on that third day, then put it out on YouTube and like for everybody to see. I think it shouldn't come directly from the devs. It should come from a content creator. And
I mean, that's kind of what the alpha testers do.
well,
that's what I was thinking too. Because if you look on YouTube, I think M Turbo Gaming, I think he's an alpha tester. He actually makes videos and actually will post them like 2 to 3 days in advance of when something actually happens. Because I was looking at the week 3 task 2 days before the week 3 task came out.
Yep.
true, but so my only thing with that is that they don't make it. At least the developers, they don't make it, because Turbo Gamer, like, great videos. Not trying to hate on that, but it's not a thing to where, like, if you want to have live commentary or I'm sorry, not live commentary, but like an actual like voiceover talking about it. My only issue with videos like that is that you have to read the video. You're not listening to it, which is exactly what I proposed to the community managers to take to the developers, and they were like, "That sounds great. We'll let you know." And that was months ago. So that's why, like, I think they could do more to make things, and not even like them putting in a lot of effort. It's just saying, "Hey, Star Snipe or Fuerza, here's a patch," which granted I do think Fuerza gets alpha testing, but I would like to see, like, honestly, and if not me but somebody, like, specific patch notes, not just here's the update. Like, what did you change? What did you do? Like, let me see some things. Let me see some details so we can talk about it, instead of just here's the new content. Here's the new task. Like, here's this, here's that. Have it, like, let's talk some specifics. Maybe not everybody cares, but some people might. I know I do. I talked about this earlier when the when the parasites went up from 40 hit points to 50 hit points. Doesn't sound like a big deal to me. It was. I got to shoot these things with 3 times with a Glock now instead of 2. That's a big deal to me. I don't know. So I think
did that in Bunker Alpha because they wanted to make Bunker Alpha hard. So it could have actually happened in season 3 was when they came up.
It did. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, because they did Alpha and they were like, well, let's see if we can make this a little bit harder for people. So that's basically what they happened.
Yeah, that's when all the best things got nerfed, and all the easy things got harder. They nerfed the police station. They nerfed floppy disks, and then they made Alpha Bunker harder. Not terribly harder, but they made it harder. I don't know.
Well, actually, if you do Bunker Alpha, take the power shot.
Oh, well, hey, Max. Guess what? I don't have that.
Well, trust me,
Because I can't get freaking purple mods to save my life. And that goes back to the beginning of the freaking podcast. Anyways. But no, I've seen your trick, Max, and it's fantastic. And as soon as I get power shot, dude, I'm using it. I'm using it in Bravo. You better believe I'm using it in Bravo. But yeah, I don't know. I do not know, good sir. All right. It's Manders, what else we got?
Brooke wants to know if keeping traits decreases your chance of true friend.
Now, would it actually be going from level 3 to level 4, or to level 4
I think
dogs?
like inheriting traits, maybe. Like if you inherit traits, if it decreases your chance.
So I'll start with saying I have absolutely no idea. My educated guess would say yes, because if you have a dog that you're like you're gonna keep these traits, that's less of an opportunity for a new trait to come in. So I would say yes, based on that hypothesis that in order for a new trait to come in, something else has to go. So I would guess yes, but I don't know the code. I don't know the algorithm. That's a great question to ask a developer. If we and we will eventually get we will get a developer onto the podcast at some point. It's down the road. We're talking about it, and we have the next couple of podcasts already planned anyways. So, but that's a great question for when we get a developer on, I think. I don't know. Max?
I would have to disagree with you on that one. Because if it's level 3 going up to level 4, I actually looked at the traits.
Mm-hmm.
Level 4 dog has a chance of getting the true friend.
Right.
Only level 4. So if you're going from 3 to a 4, that's opening a new slot that doesn't have anything there. Now, if you do 2 level 4, there's already something there. So you may have a better chance of whatever's actually there. But I think if it's a level 3 going up to level 4, it'll keep the 3 traits, but the 4th one will be brand new.
I heard something before when I was doing some True Friend research about when you're leveling up to have the Bloodhound skill be inherited.
Really?
I know that the Bloodhound skill is probably one of the best skills to actually have, because you'll be able to find stuff a whole lot easier. Like if you're looking for somebody specific, you'll be able to find them easier, or you'll be able to find something rare in some of the boxes. Because I've gone to red zones with and without the Bloodhound skill, and I think one day I left and hit the red zone because I think I had to kill 25 toxic abominations, and I was like, all right, well, I'll check the chest. I had 1 C4, 2 shotguns, and 3 Glocks when I went back after killing 25 toxic abominations.
Good night.
The Bloodhound skill is a very good skill to have.
Sounds OP. Wow.
Well, unless they nerfed it for this season.
Oh, yeah, I know, right? Season 3, everything goes to the pooper.
The Bloodhound skill is probably one of the best one next to the True Friend skill.
Yeah, wow. All right. Manders, any thoughts on that one?
I mean, I inherit anything, like if my dogs have a purple trait, I just hit inherit, just hoping,
True. Yeah.
it goes up the line. So I haven't had any luck yet, so I don't know how well it works. But
Yeah.
I always inherit the traits if they're purple.
Follow-up question on that. Do you think, because I think I was watching one of Star Snipe's videos when he was doing caps. Do you think Bloodhound helps you win an ATV transmission? Manders?
I mean, I think it might be possible. I don't know. I don't think I've ever really paid. I usually just feed my dogs and go on my merry way and don't even really think about it. So,
Fair.
I mean, it's probably possible because, I mean, you go to zones and you have a higher chance to find, like C4 in a chest, for example.
Two
So I don't
shotguns,
see-
Max.
I don't see why, it wouldn't help if it's like an overall game stat.
True. All right, Max. Do you think Bloodhound helps you or would help you win an ATV transmission?
I'm trying to think back of when the time that I actually won 4.
When you got 4? Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think I did have the dog actually with me, so I think I had the Bloodhound skill on basically all the dogs that I had. So I think that it will actually influence it, but it will only influence it depending on how much actually have on your dogs. Because I think I did 40. Let's say use that night. I'm trying to think. I think I spent about $40, so that's what 6,000 caps. Four
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was able to get 4 transmissions. Well, I think I did 1,500 caps the other night. I went ahead and paid for $10 more because I was like, I really want this transmission, even though I was kind of being impatient, and I did not get it. So I think it will actually influence it.
Good to know.
That's in my opinion.
You just heard facts from Max, ladies and gentlemen. Facts from Max.
Those aren't facts. What the hell are you talking about? You're gonna get me in trouble.
All right. All right. What else? What else is going on in the Discord, Manders?
Amanda kind of had a statement back to the rating system. She said, I think it's like chess. Each thing you get has a score assigned to it.
Well, yeah,
The
it's so
value.
I guess I can agree with that to a point because the Raiders, for the most part, if you take snowballs out of the equation, they know what's good and they know what's bad. They know if you give them one log or one heat sensor, they know that one's good and one's bad. So there's something in place already to have that some kind of a point system. It's obviously not great because, you can do like and this is dead honesty. When I did the base raid, and I got 10 steel, 7 SWAT sets. There were like 4 or 5 guns and 2 stacks of med kits. I gave them 2 snowballs. So I'm not saying that the system that they have is perfect. I appreciate that. But so it's not perfect, but there's something already in place. So I feel like if they're not already doing it, they can do more with that system to see the potential. So you say, like one thing of nails is 5 points. One thing of charcoal is 10 points. A gun is 50 points. And a snowball's 1,000,000 points. Use that system and say, okay, what are the maximum possible points that somebody can take from this base? and then rank them that way. Just like if you do this base or if you do this raid correctly, you're eligible to come back with these many points. So I think they could do that. I don't think they are. I have no proof one way or another. But I think they could do a system like that and have it to where if you have a higher reputation, you have a better chance of getting raids that have higher points. I don't think they're doing that right now. I think they could because something is there. But I really don't think they are because I was at least at 190 on Sunday and I got 3 bases with 3 boxes apiece. They're not. I don't think reputation matters unless there's more RNG stuff that's there that I don't know about. Max, what do you think?
I agree with you. I don't think the reputation actually matters on what kind of base that you're actually going to get. So if they actually rank the bases by score, depending on what they have, because I know that they can go in there and look at it because they despawned everything that hackers have.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So they need to actually do like a score. So if you get up to 200, they should give you a better raid. Something, like a gun raid, a great resource raid, or something that will actually give you something better. But I don't know if you know this, but have you seen the trash that is actually in the game?
Yeah, what's that? The old gas tanks, I think.
Old gas tanks. You can get it at the farm. They actually love trash as well. They're the trash is actually ranked up there with the snowballs.
No.
So yes.
Say it ain't so.
Because I know. I wish it was, but you can actually give them trash, and it will actually rank as the same as a snowball right now. Now they may change it in the future, but it's basically the same thing as giving them a snowball.
That is unreal to me. That's actually a thing.
That's why some people actually collect the trash to give to the raiders because they like snowballs, and I know one thing: they absolutely love a modded weapon.
Oh yeah, even if it's got like 0.1 durability on it, yeah.
Oh yes. So So if you see some trash out there and you have some space in your base, I would most definitely tell you to go ahead and get it and keep it in your base for whenever you actually pay the raiders for their stuff.
You can get trash. You get trash from Alpha Bunkers. Should I be collecting that?
Good, yeah.
No. Okay, we're testing this. We're testing this on stream tomorrow. We're testing this. Because I refuse to believe that this is true. We're gonna do the second floor of Alpha Bunker on stream tomorrow. I'm gonna do a raid. I'm gonna collect all the trash that I can from Alpha Bunker, and we're gonna pay the raiders in trash. We're gonna test this because I refuse to believe that the game is that broken. I refuse. I can't. Oh, all right, Manders. What else is going on in the Discord?
This is the last thing in here. It's from Mad Dog. It's kind of going back to the store, how we talked about the different crates and everything.
Yeah.
Can we have a crate in the shop of actual guns for Bravo, such as SCARs and AKs, which I think is like a specific Bravo box for guns is not a bad idea. And then what shop item would be ideal price outside the steel room?
So there's the Bunker Bravo. What I think is funny about the Bunker Bravo pack is that VSSs aren't really that great in Bunker Bravo. In my opinion, I don't think they are.
Nope.
So specific guns, I mean, there's the suppression pack isn't that great. But you are guaranteed. So the suppression pack, you are guaranteed to get at least an unmodded Glock if you buy 6. Special Forces, you can get a modded Glock with the extended The extended magazine. Silence pack. Even the silence pack, you're not guaranteed to get anything. Pack for unlocking, same thing. Guaranteed to get a regular Glock.
Scars and AKs are like a necessity now for like Bravo, pretty much.
Well,
and M16s aren't bad.
Yeah, M16s for floor 2. So that's gonna be my new, like, just go to. I'm only gonna use M16s for floor 2 until you get to the boss. But no, I mean that is a really good point. That guns are what's holding a lot of people back from Bravo right now. Because I went through, I'm just going to say, an infinite amount of guns on Bravo, and I didn't clear the 4th floor. I should have, but I'm an idiot, and I screwed up. But I went through every fast shooting gun that I had. By the time I was done, I didn't have any M16s. I didn't have any AKs. I didn't have, I didn't think I had any scars. I actually had 2, and that's why I didn't beat the 4th floor. That's neither here nor there. But no, I think that's a good point. To have a pack, call it a Bravo gun pack, where you have and so if you're gonna do this random system that they're doing, that's fine. So you have let's say an M16, an AK, and like maybe some other stuff, some med kits maybe, and then on the bottom for your rare stuff, you have like a fully modded AK or like a fully modded Scar or something like that. And so if you're gonna do it the random way, if you're gonna spend $10 and we'll give you a pack, then yeah, I'd say $10. Do like a whole round, give you 9. Do it like they do the files with rare blueprints, where you get 6 randoms, 2 rares, and 1 extremely rare. You get 6 unmodded like M16s or AKs. You get 2 AKs or Scars, and then you get 1 like fully modded something, or I don't know. But yeah, I think if you do something like that where you pay $10, we'll give you 9 things guaranteed. I think that could work. I think that's 100% something that they should do, because you have people wanting to do this content and they're not able to, because even if you do have the right weapon mods, you're eventually gonna run out of guns if you're doing this. So yeah, I think that's a great thing that they could implement that would make them money and make players happy.
I 100% agree. And did you say that the pack that they have now for Bravo is only limited?
It is limited, yeah. So right now, because I bought one, and it says in the thing. I think you can only buy like 1 or maybe 2, because it says it resets in 3 days and 20 hours for me, and the season is over in 3 days and 20 hours.
So if that means that it's going to disappear completely, how are you going to continue to get the rad pills and anti-rad?
Yeah. I think, like, I want to say with confidence that they will implement something else. I will rephrase that to, I will request this with hope that they will implement something else. Similar to the bunker.
I will pray.
Right. Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. But no, so like I think they will do something. So even if it's not a Bunker Bravo like clear out pack where you get all of this stuff for $5, which in my opinion, great deal. Absolutely fantastic deal. But I think, because like I think you can do it without Kevlar. I don't think the 2 VSSs are necessary, but you need the anti-rad and you need the radiation pills. Or at least another way, like I've been saying, another way to get some of the stuff. Even if it's a low % chance to get the pills or the anti-rad, put it in a purple crate with a % chance to get it. Put it in a floppy disk with a % chance to get it. But don't have it to where like hey, you need anti-rad to beat Bunker Bravo. And then when you beat Bunker Bravo, we'll give you anti-rad. That's how you get it. No, that's not how it's supposed to work. Like, you can't tell me, like, hey, if you jump to the top of your house, I'll give you a trampoline that will allow you to jump to the top of your house. That's not how it freaking works. I need the trampoline so I can get up there. Let me calm down.
I agree with you on that, Rukus.
Yeah.
And when I actually saw the pack for Bravo, I laughed. I was like, just one BSS? You have got to be kidding me. There is no way that you can clear Bunker Bravo, even just one floor with one BSS.
Well, it's two.
No way.
It's two VSS.
Oh,
right?
you get two of them?
Yeah, you get two. You get Kevlar armor, 2 VSS, 5 anti-rad, and 5 pills.
You're still not beating it with 2 VS.
No, I agree. But it's $5, and you're getting the important thing out of that is the anti-rad and the pills. My opinion. I would buy it without the Kevlar and the VSS, honestly. So Max, you were saying?
Oh, because to beat one floor, you need at least 7 guns, and the VSS is the most powerful gun that you can get right now. It is a high DPS gun, and if you mod it right, which, you know, you need parts to actually get it modded correctly.
And we're back to the recycler.
To do that. Or doing Bunker Bravo.
Right, yeah.
To do that, because I've actually redone my VSS from, like, all purple mods to some of the gray and some of the blue. And it shoots a whole lot faster, and it will do 25 damage to, I think, exploding zombies or explosive zombies.
Mm-hmm.
And I can actually use it in some of the things and be able to kite slashers to where they won't hit me.
Wow.
The VSS is possible to use in Bunker Bravo, because I've used it several times and be able to actually beat Bunker Bravo with just using VSSs until I get to the boss.
Yeah.
But just getting 2 of them, yeah, you're not going to be able to beat Bunker Bravo with just 2 VSSs.
100%. 100%. All right, Manders, we got anything else in Discord?
Not really. UCAT just kind of posted a statement that they got a raider task 30 minutes after they did 20 waves and opened their only blue rip.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's...
Dog is typing, so he might have something else.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's exciting at the same time that so much of this game is RNG. It's exciting because you don't know like what to expect. For example, somebody asked me if I would do like a walkthrough of the farm, which I would totally be willing to do, but the farm is going to be different every time you do it to a degree. Because you got the 4 corners. There's going to be different stuff there every time. So there's not like one way to do it, just like there's not one way to complete raider tasks, you know? Like it's going to be different at least a little bit every time.
Oh, I know that one thing that especially the farm, like you said, it is similar to Bunker Bravo. Yeah, it does change every time. Like, I think I went there one time and all 3 things actually had raiders in them. I was like, what is this? Yeah. It was very easy to beat that day, but, you know, there are some days where I go and there are no raiders.
Yeah, that's more common, I think. No raiders.
You will come out of nowhere and start shooting me. I'm like, what? Where'd y'all come from? So, I mean, it all depends on RNG on the farm of what you're going to get and, you know, what rewards and if the farm doors actually open as well.
True. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, I know. I was so glad that it did for me today because I needed to pick up 2 more puppies for my raider task. All right. Anything else, Manders?
Mad Dog said, "What do you think Kafir spends the money on that they make from our wallet?"
Honestly, I think they put it back into the game. I really do. Because all things considered, Last Day on Earth, and they're doing other ventures as well. They've acquired some other gaming, like smaller gaming developer companies to make spin-offs of Last Day on Earth. So, and I think they're using those to experiment with different concepts and things like that. But I mean, I do. I think they get paid an okay salary, but they're obviously, like, you see that they're coming out with new seasons every 4 to 5 weeks. They're acquiring these other companies and developing other games as well. They're putting a lot of money back into the game. If they weren't, we wouldn't have new content every month, every 5 or so weeks. So I don't think they're out like swimming in pools of gold like Scrooge McDuck. I don't think that at all. I think they're putting money back into the game to make it better. Because at the end of the day, we can sit here and we can complain about, well, this sucks and that sucks. At the end of the game, at the end of the day, this is a mobile game that is so in depth, has so much to it, so many things you can do. Like there's a lot in the game, which unfortunately means there's a lot that can go wrong. There's a lot of glitches that can happen. There's a lot of bugs that can happen. But I truly believe that they are using the money that people put into the game, the people that are pay to play, that they put it back into the game and legitimately try to make it better. That's my opinion. I don't know, Max. What do you think?
I believe that they're doing the same thing. They're kind of diversifying, and one thing that I wish that they would actually bring out, if you've ever played the game Jurassic Survival, when it first came out, there was a arena that you could actually go do and actually get some good stuff from. It was kind of a PvP game or a PvE arena that you could go against other people and play, which I think most of them were bots because they were kind of stupid. But something like that, I think that they were kind of experimenting with, like you said.
Yeah.
So they're actually trying to diversify, which I know that they've said that this game or this part of the game, the single player, it will never be multiplayer. But the Sector 7 will actually... the Sector 7 will be multiplayer, and they're trying to make that a bigger part of the game. I think that's why they've actually got so many better rewards in Sector 7.
Yeah.
So they can attract people. Hey, if you do this, you can get 5 tactical backpacks or BSSs or AKs or something like that.
Yeah.
But, it is most definitely a grind. You have to kind of leave your base and be able to actually be in Sector 7 and be there for several hours to actually get the points to actually start bidding on some of the places that you can get.
Yeah.
So
yeah. You're absolutely right there. And I appreciate that they are working on Sector 7 and the multiplayer aspect of the game. I appreciate that so much. Our clan is having a great time with that right now. Yeah, so I hope, yeah, you're 100% right, spot on right there.
I'm just glad that they made made it a horde that would come and attack your base once a week instead of it being. I think when they changed it, they said, "Hey, there's going to be a radioactive storm that comes and hits your base every day."
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
To work for all that and then lose it all in one day? Yeah, no, that ain't happening.
Yeah, and yeah, so yeah, you're absolutely right. Because yeah, every day that would suck. That would suck so bad. All right.
Now you can actually defend against a horde, but that is most definitely difficult to actually do.
I'm gonna look into that more because our clan we are working on stuff right now. So I would like to at least look and see what it's like to defend against a horde. But that's another topic for another time. Talking about Sector 7. We got anything else, Manders, in the Discord?
Nope, that is it.
All right. Well, this has been number one. It's been the longest podcast. Granted, we've only done 3 episodes, but this by far is longer than the other 2 podcasts that we've done, maybe combined. I don't know. But thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for the questions. Huge thank you to Mad Max for jumping in literally at the last minute. Like, you want to talk about like the 12th hour? Like, Max, I was like, hey man, do you want to be on the podcast in like, oh, yeah, 15 minutes? And he's like, okay.
Thank you, Max.
Yeah, huge thank you, man.
You're most definitely welcome, Rukus and Manders. Y'all are both welcome. I've had a lot of fun, so it was most definitely worth my time.
Awesome. Well, I definitely owe you a beer sometime, dude. So yeah, so thank you so freaking much, Manders, hardest working woman in Ldoe, showing us that you can be a mom and you can be a YouTube content creator and you can be a Twitch streamer all at the same time. Sometimes it overlaps, but hey, thank you, Manders, for jumping in and you know being a part of the podcast today.
Of course, thank you for having me as always.
And so our next episode is going to be January 22nd, where we are going to be talking about the ins and outs of raiding. What does it mean if you get a good raid versus a bad raid? How many C4s? Like if you're going to use a C4, you know, what makes it worth it? What makes it not worth it? So definitely tune into that. We will let you know what time, sometime in the next couple of weeks when we figure it out. But we're really excited to have Monic on the podcast in a couple weeks. January 22nd. Put it in the books because it's going down. With that, thanks everybody. We really appreciate you tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the content, and we'll see you next time. All right, everybody. Thanks for sticking through to the end of the podcast. This is the outro that we mentioned in the intro. So some people were sending me some messages. They requested to stay anonymous about this. But talking about the ranking system and whether people that were using modded versions of the game were actually impacting the ranking system. I know people were like, well, you know, I think it absolutely does because it shoots them to the top. But then other people said, well, you know, the items max out at level 40. So the best you can do is tie with these people that are modding the game, and everybody has level 40 items. So if you're able to do that, then you're in the running with them. And then some of the pictures in these messages that I was getting, well, we're just gonna show it here on the screen for the people that are listening. If we're on Spotify or if you're just listening to the YouTube, I'll explain what's going on. So this first picture I'm gonna show is a picture from. So all of these pictures are gonna be from a modded account. So we see we have a zombie finger. It is level 0. We have 100 of the gold tape and 992 ornament parts. So when we, the next picture I'm going to show is going to be it upgraded one time. So now you can see we have 99 tape. We have 987 ornament parts. So we know it's been upgraded one time. And the zombie finger jumps to level 99,999, which my math might be a little off, but I think that's greater than 40. So moving on, the next picture just shows this is from the same account. You can see how many tree ranking Christmas tree points they have on the ranking system. They're in the top 5%. And then this shows the some ornaments with level 99,999 actually on the tree, and this was done in a day. Like it was downloaded, did the event in one day, copied all this stuff, put it on the tree, and they are in the top 5%. So, with all that being said, Manders, what do you make of this?
I'm completely outraged, honestly, because there is no possible way that you can deny that modders and hackers are not influencing the top 5. We're all struggling around level 25, 26 on our ornaments. And in my opinion, if this wasn't a thing, then we'd all be in the top 5. Because you wouldn't need to max out your ornaments to level 40 to get to top 5. So looking at this, there obviously multiple people have to be doing this. So top 5 is such a far way away. I know I am barely in the top 25% now with like 25,000 points. So if this wasn't a thing, it would be so much easier for us to get to top 5%. So this is completely a rigged system, in my opinion, and they are completely influencing it. And it's really messed up that they ensured us that it wasn't a thing when it clearly is.
Yeah, and so I want to play Kafir's advocate here, and say maybe when they put the system together, in their minds, they were like, if we max it at this, then they won't influence the game. Not knowing, I don't think they understand what a modded version of this game is capable of doing. So I think their intent was right when they said, yep, don't worry, modders aren't going to influence it. Because in their minds, they're like, if you want in the top 5%, you just have to max out the tree. So that's what I think was happening there. And then seeing this, because I didn't know this until yesterday when I got sent these screenshots. I was like, well, this is actually, like, this is a thing. They're in the game. And you can't, I mean, it's, like, I said this in the podcast. You can't say that that people that have these modded versions of the game they're excluded or they don't count or things like that, because I raid their bases all the time. When I raid a full stone and steel base and it has 3 small boxes, you can't tell me that person is playing the game legitimately. It just doesn't work that way. So
Right.
So they, at least in my opinion, you can't just say, oh, well, there, people that do that are excluded. Because so in the rating system, people that do that, if they're excluded, then why aren't the people who have these bases that I was talking about, why aren't they excluded from me rating them? I don't think, I think it's one and the same. I don't have any reason why I would say otherwise. But anyway, so I think they designed this with the intention of not allowing people to exploit this system where you say, all right, we cap it at 40 and we're good. Not fully knowing what a modded version of the APK can do. If I were to give them some advice, I would say, well, number one, I would say host everything on your own server so we just get rid of these things entirely. Number one. But if that's not an option for whatever reason, hire somebody or have well, I don't want to say have a partner, but have somebody on the staff, get some of these different versions and see what they're capable of doing, and then try to design things around that. I don't know.
That would make sense.
Or just skip the percentage system altogether, which I really hope we're going to see in Season 5. Just have it tiered. If you get X number of points, if you max out all of your items at level 40, you get top tier rewards. If you're, next, if you get everything to level 30, you're at the second tier. Do things like that. Just the percentage base, it just has to go. It just does.
And not only that, but I mean, don't make it so difficult to get to a specific level, because I know, okay, so the max level is 40. So even if all of these modded numbers don't affect it, they're still at 40. So that
True.
still affects our percentages. If any number over 40, they're still there regardless. So don't make it so hard for all of us to get to level 40, because the grind and the frustration it's bad.
Yeah. And we've, all right, I don't want to say we because I personally haven't, but some partners have asked the community managers about Season 5 and if we're going to have the percentage-based system again. And the only, well, like the closest thing to an answer that we've gotten was that it's still being developed. Hopefully with the feedback from the partners and just the community in general, we're gonna say no to the percentage based system. I mean everybody's pulling for it, so we can only hope for now that that's what's gonna happen. And I guess we'll see what the future has in store for us. So thanks everybody for sticking through to the very end. Once again, catch us next time, January 22nd, where we have Modic talking about the ins and outs of raiding. Come in to the Twitch channel, post your questions to the Discord, and we will answer those. So we will see you then, and have a great day.